Royce White is a professional basketball player who may end up doing more for the game than any Hall of Famer. Here's why. Not for his jump shot or rebounds, but for his maneuvers off the court and getting his team to deal with his mental illness. White has an anxiety disorder, which includes a debilitating fear of flying. Houston Rockets knew that when the team picked him in the first round of the NBA draft. They knew it.
With the 16th pick in the 2012 NBA draft, the Houston Rockets select Royce White of Iowa State University.
Rockets provided a bus for him, but he needed more, which led to White butting heads with management. He was suspended, then reinstated to play for Houston's D-League affiliate, the Rio Grande Valley Vipers. And then today, White tweeted this. He says, "Have been advised by our team physician it is most logical I be in Houston the remainder of the season. Thank you, RGV Vipers, for having me." Royce White joins me now from Houston, and also with me is psychologist Erik Fisher. I'm going to talk to both men. But first to Royce. Thanks for being here. Royce, you say you're not going to be on the roster for Houston. Why are you leaving the Vipers then?
Well, you know, one of the things that is always needed with anxiety, or people that deal with anxiety or OCD, is routine and normalcy and a sense of comfortability and belonging. And, you know, the setup in McAllen surely doesn't promote that, just from an aspect of having to live out a hotel for a elongated period of time. And, you know, there's also some other things that have been talked about, or that were talked about at the time that our latest deal was done, in terms of mental health, that, you know, there's some issues on the table that need to be addressed. And, you know, we're calling this as a time to address them.
Okay. The Rockets have yet to respond to your leaving the Vipers, but the team said this, this was back in January. They said, "This has truly been a learning process for all parties. We remain fully committed to providing Royce with the appropriate support he needs in order to ensure his success on and off the basketball court." What did you need from the Rockets that you did not receive?
Well, you know, it's a very dynamic situation, I think, when you talk about a corporation and dealing with mental health, and it's a very advanced human relations type of thing. You know, really what's most needed with any mental health situation is recognition, and then a level of understanding and a willingness to learn. And I think at times we all, you know, have trouble with those things, because, you know, something like mental health is very new for the NBA, and dealing with it up front as we tried to. So, you know, the things that I needed, you know, were really tough things that I asked for, and I admit that. But at the same time, there are things that need to be done, and sometimes what needs to be done is really tough.
What were those things?
You know, well, we asked that it be recognized, that mental health be respected under the same umbrella as other health conditions, and also that doctors be, you know, the ones that take the lead in deciding how to proceed if ever there's an issue that involves mental health, so that we take the control away from the people whose interest is obviously basketball and money, and yeah.
I want to get to Dr. Fisher quickly, but hang on, I'm going to get to you, Doctor. But I want to know, what weren't you receiving from them? Because if you look at that statement, they said that they went, it's what it appears they're saying, they went above and beyond to accommodate you. What weren't you getting?
Well, again, I think it's just recognition, recognition and respect of mental health, and how dynamic it is in the workplace, and what kind of things are needed to support that.
Why is it important, doctor, that he get those things? He receives the help, the management to manage his anxiety disorder, and the recognition, he says.
Well, he made some great points in terms of saying that, you know, having consistency, having structure, and having support are huge issues to deal with anxiety. What I say is that the core of an anxiety disorder is a feeling of helplessness. Whether the onset is genetic in nature, which sometimes they are, or whether there's life experiences that may feed that, we have to do what we can do to help that person feel more stable.
Is there a bias against people who may have anxiety or mental illness, do you think?
I think that that's decreasing, but in some ways there are, and I think depending on the culture and the culture of the NBA or professional sports, where you're supposed to be strong in mind, body, and spirit, they don't understand that sharing those weaknesses is really a strength.
Hey, I've got to run up I'm running out of time, Royce. Do you think that they would have been more accommodating, or may have recognized you? Some people say if you were a better player, you would have gotten what you wanted. What do you say to that?
Well, I think, you know, it's obvious that professional sports are a player commodity league, and I think that the help and service that they provide have a lot to do with money, and have a lot to do with players, with their monetary value. And I think that it's only obvious that that would be the case. And that's not a bad or good thing. It just represents a different dynamic in trying to go forward with support.
Royce White, best of luck to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Dr. Fisher, thank you. We appreciate you coming in as well.